This is Sea of Solitude. I missed it, I think, when it first came out. I saw the trailers, and they looked really fascinating. Somehow its release just kind of blew right by me. But it's on EA Play, which means now it's part of Game Pass, and it just dropped into my lap, so I want to check it out. This is the very first time that I've ever started it up, so I don't even know what to expect. There's a very, very creepy girl at the beginning. Cool. Okay, she must be riding on a rowboat or something, the way that she's moving. I do love it when a game just sort of, when the very first thing it does is give you a close-up on your character's face. I think that Ninja Theory loves to do this because they know that the faces that they create are so compelling. And they're like, you're going to stick around with this game if you see what our characters look like. And I love the confidence here. This game contains sensitive topics. Oh, a personal project about loneliness. So this is going to be one of those indie games that's about psychological stuff expressed through fantastical storytelling.
I'm still trying to piece it together, but I can't. I'm completely torn apart. I have family, I have friends, and yet here I am, feeling lonely again. What is wrong with me? I'm so tired of it. So damn tired. There must be a way out of here. I want to change it. Change me!
So, was that voice coming from the Leviathan under the water? Or am I the Leviathan under the water? Have I just become a girl in a boat? Or was I always the girl in the boat? Looks like I'm not a normal girl in a boat.
Where am I? Why is it so dark? A light. Maybe I'm not alone after all.
Yeah, I'm trying to...
Need help.
Oh.
I should get closer.
Whenever I'm on my own, having a character who's constantly monologuing is actually really helpful to sort of keep the story alive in my head and keep the character feeling alive. When I'm streaming, it can be really inconvenient because I want you to be able to hear the dialogue, so I keep messing with the game audio to try to make it loud enough that you can hear the dialogue, but then bring it down again so that you can hear me too. And it's hard to figure out when to talk so that I don't potentially interrupt my character. So we'll see how chatty the character is as we go forward. I don't know if I've definitely played apocalyptic games for places where it's flooded. Last of Us 2 is a good example, but this particular look of being able to see shadows of buildings, almost making a road underneath.
Hey, are you alright?
Kay, you're here again.
How do you know who I am?
What a silly question. Here, I have a present for you. Be safe.
Oh.
Wow. I haven't seen the sun in... I don't remember.
That's better. Are you ready, Kay?
And then the floaty girl flushes the toilet.
Wow. How did she... I must be imagining this.
I know who you're looking for.
What? Who do you mean?
Not telling. This flare belongs with you. Now you can use it too. Go on, shoot it.
Shoot it?
Hold on. Ha! Yes.
Let's go! Let's go! He's waiting for us!
Who's waiting for us? This girl is so strange.
Okay, I'm trying to find a nice balance with the audio so that you can hear it, but I can also talk over it. Let me know if I get hard to hear at any point. Jedi Psyctrix points out that
It's so beautiful. It reminds me of Venice.
that the dialogue has subtitles. So of course, if you're watching this at least on a large enough screen, you will be able to follow their dialogue even if I'm talking over it, which is helpful. I mean, it's still a little difficult though to hear two people talking at once. I'm still going to try to avoid it. But also comments that it's kind of nice that so many games start with subtitles on by default, which used to not be the case. Used to be it's like a special option you turn on, but I really appreciate that too.
You're so slow. Come on.
Even when I'm watching television, I mean, as a hearing person, technically I shouldn't need them, but I actually really like being able to be sure that I haven't missed any words. In fact, one of my favorite things is catching dialogue that they cut.
Let's play hide and seek. You're it.
I'm gonna get you.
Never.
I love catching dialogue that they cut from the final mix of a TV show or a movie that ended up in the that still ended up in the closed captions, but that isn't audible at all in the final mix. Okay, so I guess I fire this flare and whoa.
Huh. Now I know the flare can't go through walls.
Oh, neat.
You got me.
This isn't fair. You can fly and be invisible.
Oh no. Not now. I'll make her leave you alone.
Wait. Don't leave me here.
So,
Girl?
oh no.
Oh. What happened to the weather?
So a couple things I noticed just there. First off, I'm pretty sure that no matter where I was in the world, she was going to be on the opposite side of that tower. And so they set it up so that whenever I fired the flare, it was going to find a point opposite the tower from me, try to fire through it, and then comment that my flare won't go through walls. I love that kind of flexible thing where no matter what you do, the tutorial still knows what to teach you. And then it's also really interesting that this part of my personality, I assume, is who the bright girl is, that she's trying to get something to leave me alone when the last thing I want is to be left alone.
You worthless piece of shit. You have no idea what you're doing, do you? As usual.
I'm trying. She knows my name. Did you do something to the girl?
She is as fake as you are, so I ate her alive.
I'm just gonna, leave you to your meal. So interesting, up to this point, I've not even walked yet. I don't know a lot of games where the very first thing they teach you is a vehicle. Okay, so... Huh. So if I can get up there, maybe that's where I'll find the girl? Can I get up there?
It's so dark again. That monster said such terrible things. What the hell? Why? This has got to be a dream, right? Ah! What are those things? There's something trapped in there. It shines like the girl. Could she still be alive?
I clear the corruption by having it... Oh, it gets sucked into my backpack. Oh, weird.
That's... Is that me?
Okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with the right stick. Oh, I need to find the right direction to aim it.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything! Leave me alone!
Exactly. You didn't do anything. You never do.
That's not true! I'm trying! Stop being so cruel! That hurts so much.
Okay. All right. So,
Stop looking at me. Get the light away. It burns.
No, you're in my way. I need to find more light.
I do think that when it comes to sort of overcoming your, sort of dark,
Entrance. Are they the girls?
your dark
Maybe
internal
she's still alive.
thoughts, personifying them as something outside yourself, thinking of them as like there's me, and then there's the thoughts, like as being two different things rather than thinking of them as being part of yourself can actually be helpful. So I feel like that might be sort of what the character is doing in this story is sort of recontextualizing their own dark internal thoughts to put them outside of themselves and make them something that they can fight.
I knew you would come back. Come a little closer, so I can see you better.
No thanks. She seems dangerous. I'll look somewhere else.
I love that they've integrated this what do I do next mechanic into the game as like the first thing you learn. And they made it, because there are games where there are hints, but the hints feel like they're coming from outside the game. Like the proper game is the version where you never need a hint. But this game has taken the other route where they've said the
Girl?
most
Hello? Are you out there?
they said the most basic mechanic is learning where to go, learning what to do next, and that's fine.
Where am I? This city looks so real.
Okay, I've got a button to focus on the monsters. Does that mean that I have to time something? Do I have to like try to swim across while the monster's away from me? Let's see. It does say I need to go roughly that way. Wow, I gotta go pretty far. Sheesh, okay. So Jedi Psych Tricks, who's actually in the business of figuring out people's psychological needs and problems, says it also relates to the work that would be done for things like PTSD and other psychological disorders by looking at different parts of yourself. You then listen to what those parts have to say. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I feel like you're right. Like that might be some of what this. If you hear pounding in the background, that's because people are working on my house. I forgot that is one downside of streaming during the day, is that when people are working on your house, you're going to hear it in the background. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's loud enough to me. I'm assuming you can. Anyway, there is a part of, like, I assume that the little glowy girl is also a part of me. And that part of me is, is actually on my side. Well, I mostly, as this character, I mostly sabotage myself. There's this part of me that actually sees the best in me and wants me to succeed. And finding that part of you feels like an important step.
I was looking for a girl, and instead I found a boy.
I'm glad this character has a sense of humor, even when she is absolutely miserable. Can I get to the buoy? Okay, the monster's over there. I'll try jumping.
More of those. I know what to do.
Into my backpack.
It's beautiful.
It's interesting how many games are about clearing corruption and making the world beautiful again. It feels like there's something sort of deep and psychological there that is kind of universal to humans, that we just really like cleaning things, making things feel pure after they've felt disgusting. Some really nice music here. I kind of want to just turn it up and chill for a second. Jedi Cytric says, you put the corruption in your baggage. What makes me think that you'll have to deal with that later? Maybe so. But anyway, yeah, sort of this idea of having, oh, hey, Glowy Girl touched this. Oh, that's interesting, seeing her handprints everywhere that things are going well. It's like she's always with me, even though I don't really see her and I can't talk to her. I just realized I am probably being drowned out a little bit by the background music. All right, well, I guess I'll hop off again. I'm not sure where to go next. Oh, keep going the way I was going. Well, that is actually pretty standard. I don't know why I backtracked. This world is deceptively open. I assume it can't possibly be as open as it looks, but it looks really, really open. And yet, I actually...
Girl?
Oh. I do feel compelled to follow the path of the story. I'm more interested in the story than I am in exploring. I think that's intentional. They didn't give me collectibles or anything to motivate me to wander around. I actually... The main thing that's interesting about this world is that it houses...
Where did all this
these
water
characters.
come from? And what happened to the people? Hello?
Yeah, I feel like there's something in the fact that it's a part of myself that wants to get me out. I don't know. I just feel... I'm not sure exactly why, but I feel like that's actually going to be useful, just with my own psychological problems in my normal life. I feel like that perspective is actually helpful. So well done, game. Just when I said there wouldn't be collectibles. But that one was right on the critical
That's the
path.
first ones I met here. There must be another light nearby. Maybe I can make her leave.
I'm so feathery. Actually, one thing I really like about this art style is they managed to make it... it's a really clean, simple art style. It's not a lot of detail. Everything is made out of simple shapes and colors and simple shading. There's not a lot of the textures tend to be very flat. In fact, I'm not sure if any of them are more than just a solid color. Okay, here, we got some bricks here. That's about as complicated as it gets. There's some creases on the corrugated metal, but that's it. And yet there's so much detail in the geometry. There's so many different little items scattered around. The world is complicated. Look at me, the feathers on my model there's so many of them. They're so fine and complex. It's just an interesting mix, because usually when I'm used to the idea that if I see less texture detail, I'll also see less geometry detail. But that seems like that's not really the direction they went with
What's
this.
Seagull doing here?
It makes it look kind of
Cute.
Makes it look kind of unique.
Shoo.
I require seagulls to not be here. I'm trying to figure out what that could possibly mean psychologically. All right, so I think that might be a way to get back up here easily later, but I think I actually want to jump, not climb down the ladder. Okay, so now it's a platformer, basically. But not quite your standard platform. It's mostly about unraveling the path more than it is about, like, athletic prowess.
Huh.
I hope it's okay if I keep riding. Everybody's gone, but it's actually a little comforting to imagine someone else is out there. Wait, where was I going again? Ah, right there. Oh.
It. Phew, okay.
Okay, so I'm trying to find the right spot on the controller where it vibrates the most. And that is when that power line is extending.
Why didn't you do anything?
What are you talking about? I do lots of things.
You only think about yourself. You're a fraud.
It's not true. I try to help people. Stop saying I don't.
Oh,
All you care about is yourself. That's why you will fail. Again.
That monster doesn't know me at all. My boat.
it is interesting that so many of the, harmful messages that you give yourself when you're,
I'm so glad to have you back.
when you're in the wrong kind of state, it is about how you are a bad person, particularly if you do anything to help yourself, to maybe help yourself get out of whatever situation you're in. You can recontextualize it as selfishness, and it's kind of funny. I don't know, like, if the thing that you torture yourself with is the idea you might not be a good enough person, that seems like evidence to me that you're probably an okay person. People who are truly bad people never torture themselves with the question that they might not be good enough. That's the worst kind of person. It's almost like it's not quite a self-fulfilling prophecy, but yeah. The fear of not being good is evidence that it's not true. It's like the opposite of a self-fulfilling prophecy. I would like to get out. Thank you. Oh, it's dark again. I love how just like, oh, look at this. It's like when I'm here, it's bright. As I step forward, it gets dark, but not in this little bubble. There's like a bubble of warmth around the boat. But when I'm not in this area also looks bright. That is fascinating. Like, that's it. That would be an easy thing to miss, but it is. I'm sure that took some engineering to sort of make it always work that way. My phone just confirmed an appointment with my therapist, which, feels appropriate. Oh, the monster. Okay. So I can still hold X and see the monster. That's interesting. So, definitely want the monster to be as far away as possible. I don't quite know what happens when the monster catches me. I just kind of don't want to know. Oh, I meant to jump. Whoa, okay. That felt like it hit me, but looks like I'm okay. The monster's moving on to the next checkpoint, I guess. Timothy says this, oh, I'll tell you in a sec. Some kind of mean bird.
Wait. That monster, it seems familiar. Maybe it will help me get out of here. Wherever here is.
Hey, have you seen the flying girl? It's the third time I've got this far. She's meant to be helping me. And this time I remembered to close the message. Anyway, Timothy was saying this game's really hitting home for me. I'm glad I decided to tune into the stream. I'm glad I decided to play it. I'm glad they put it on EA Play and that they put EA Play on Game Pass, because that was basically why I'm here. Okay, so this is telling me to head over that way to a gate, it looks like. But there's a spotlight on that windsock. I feel like that's telling me that I need to go this direction to get there. I don't know if that's true. It seems like I don't have fall damage. It also seems like maybe I don't have health. Like, so far nothing... I guess I haven't been hit by anything. I guess the monster hasn't hit me. I don't know if hitting me is a thing the monster can do. I also don't know... You saw that message in the bottle over there. I wonder if there's some way I can get to it from here. Like, the monster's down there. So this seems like a risky move to try to get this bottle. Especially this direction. Yeah, this seems like I've only backtracked and there was never a way to get up to that bottle from here. Well, I thought that would be a good idea, but... Yeah, and this scaffold here, it seems like it's really trying hard not to let me up there. So maybe there's a... I don't think I can backtrack this way. I think I jumped into the water and that's it. So let's make sure the monster's gone. Okay, so it turns around. Yeah, having this water come up on me with the monster in it is kind of freaky. Okay, so... I don't know. Okay, I wasn't sure if I had to wait for it to go behind me or if I could make it with it in front of me. Looks like I can make it with it in front of me.
I can't take the same route.
I can't take the same route. I feel, maybe I just can't get that thing right now. Maybe there's some other thing that's going to happen that will make it possible for me to get it later. So I'm gonna leave it alone for now. So while I'm near the windsock, it's bright. It's so weird that like the sky is bright, even though the sky is definitely outside this bubble. Oh, the tank points out that apparently the Elite Dangerous team has been streaming lately, and so now that now they feel like they need to sort of watch both of us at once. Well, I appreciate that I rate that high for you, because you know. I'm sure their stream is very professional and nice, and not
I need to get my boat through the gate somehow.
not just some dude at his computer. Oh, there's my boat. Okay. Okay, so I need to get my boat through this gate. My flare is just telling me gate. I don't think the monster is here. So maybe I can just jump in the water and do something to the gate? Oh, open door. Yo, gosh. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. I don't know if that was actually dangerous. Sure felt dangerous, though. So Fadope wants to know what weird game they're looking at. This game is called Sea of Solitude. It's a psychological game about a girl dealing with chronic feelings of loneliness and depression. I think we have taken some kind of deep dive into her psyche, where different aspects of herself are at war with each other. And she is trying to root out all of this darkness and corruption inside of her. Yeah,
I hate those things.
like
You're
this,
sick.
by stuffing them into her backpack. Which is just like,
Hello. And what are you? You remind me of the girl. Oh, do you know her? She's like you, bright and glowing. Can you lead me to her, please?
so that's why the achievement was called Moses. I thought it was because it was a burning bush, but apparently it's because it parts the
You
sea.
remember this place? It was our favorite cafe. It's been years.
Do you think they'll give me free cake like the first time we came here?
Well, technically the first time you were here was 9 months before you were born.
Grandma!
Oh, sometimes I forget you're only 12. Come on, let's walk a bit more before we head home.
Mama,
What is it?
is everything all right again? With you and Papa?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. We're good. But it was never really not good. And, well, you know, your little brother will be here soon. And then everything will be even better.
I can't wait to be a big sister. What will we call him?
How about Sunny?
I love it.
So we are getting...
Chloe,
Oh.
did you make me hear that?
We are getting some senses that this person might have grown up in a less than perfect family. If the mom was investing all her hopes in another child fixing their relationship. That's sort of pretty well-known warning sign that things are not great. It's kind of, I feel almost guilty that while we're sort of delving into this character's psychology, I'm also just noticing how well they're handling the character moving back and forth between water and dry land. Like she'll start wading, she'll lift her arms, and the transition between the two is really smooth. And one thing that you kind of get used to is, you know, when you see indie games that are about, you know, like someone's psyche, a lot of the time it's the story that they're really trying to do well at. And a lot of the sort of the visual and technical things, you have to kind of take a little bit of a tolerant attitude towards them and be like, okay, yeah, you know, this is a team that's more about telling the story of these characters, not really about the technical excellence. But as we've been seeing here, it's like this character moves really nicely and transitions between different modes, and the lighting in the world, and it does really kind of unusual things to sort of create this atmosphere they're doing. Oh, this seems bad.
Hey! Wait for me.
So if I fire this, will it just go to glowy?
I'm searching for a girl in a yellow coat. Have you seen her?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
I know her. I know her very well. Step into the water, and I'll take you to her.
Nope. Haha! Standing on a dumpster. You cannot get me on the dumpster. Okay, so I want it to be behind a building from me when I jump. So let's just do that. It's really interesting how they've managed to... They've created enemies and had me engage with the enemies, and they come up with a very simple mechanic that lets me get into conflict with them and defeat them without fighting. So far, there's no combat mechanic, which I think, you know, I would actually be surprised if they had a combat mechanic. Doesn't seem in character with the game, but they still found a way to put me in conflict with these enemies, and it's not complicated. Like, they didn't come up with something that was sort of over-designed or overwrought. It's just really simple. The enemy's a certain distance away. I have to find the right position for the enemy in order for me to have enough time to act before the enemy catches up. So is that... I guess I'm headed over there? So interesting that now, like, my flare hits glowy, and it feels like glowy was always the target of my flare. Like, all I'm doing, it's not the flare isn't doing anything new. The flare is just revealing what it was always doing. I don't know, that feels cool to me. No, I'm not focusing on the monster. Focusing on escaping the monster. Having the water be up like this freaks me out when I'm being chased. Oh, over there. Okay. Well, where are you, monster? Oh, coming around here. Yikes. Oh, wow. That is intimidating. Okay. You're doing that on purpose, too. Nope. I assume it can't come in here? I don't know that for sure. Every time I find myself floating in the water, it feels like it's a problem. Okay, it's coming in here. Such a creepy monster. It's like got my face. It's like it's a whale with my face. That does sound legitimately like something out of a nightmare. Okay, I'm assuming I'm safe-ish on this platform. Dan31 says, you don't have to focus on the monster. The monster focuses on you. That is not comforting, Dan. It's nice that they actually let me get to one without swimming. Like, I think this would actually get pretty monotonous if I always had to swim the same distance every time I avoided the monster. And that would be tempting, right? Like, if there's a certain, like, scariest distance, it would be really tempting as a level designer to build every challenge so that it's the same, so that they all hit that sort of, like, sweet spot. But even if you've sort of figured out that there's a certain scariest experience that you can sort of, like, mathematically hit, you still don't want to do it all the time, because then, almost by definition, you ruin it. I'm starting to forget how this city looked when it wasn't submerged and abandoned. Gives me a headache. Okay, so I assume I'm going to that lantern, or no? Over there. All right. I love they give me a button to just sort of like sense where the enemy is. Okay, the enemy's going that way? Cool, that means I can probably make it. Yeah, I feel like I've kind of left it behind. That's comforting.
I made it. Why did Glory lead me here? This must be where the flying monster is hiding. Maybe it will talk to me. Or kill me horribly and eat me.
What was that? Something happened to my backpack.
Ah!
What? Wait, has it been the same monster this whole time?
Oh, it looks so sad.
Really, that's what you're getting out of it? Wow. Well, here we are at the beginning of chapter 3. I feel like this is probably a good time to cut the video, just because, you know, I think I've been streaming for something like maybe 40 minutes, and yeah, this is, I mean, it's a nice little boundary, but wow, this game actually impressed me more than I expected to. I mean, I play a lot of little indie games that are about psychological issues, and a lot of the time it's like, oh yeah, I can see the nice thing they're trying to do here. Oh, that's cute. And it doesn't really strike me as having the level of technical and aesthetic excellence that this game has. So I'm really impressed by that. I think I've fallen behind on the chat, so let me quickly read a few more things, just in case. Oh, so Cloudcraft asked me, am I covered in leaves or fur, or am I not human? It's hard to tell. So I think what I am is sort of a representation of how this character, this depressed character, sees themselves. I think that, you know, I'm meant to look like sort of ultimate gothy girl, sort of expressing her emotions in the way that she appears. And I also think that the sort of the feathery costume that I'm wearing, maybe it's costume, maybe it's meant to be my body, I'm not sure, is meant to sort of give me this commonality with the enemies. It's like you can really tell that the enemies are a part of me, because we've got this inhuman thing that we both share. So I'm pretty sure that's why it's there. It's to sort of is to sort of draw that connection. But it's also, I mean, they chose a particular thing that feels like I don't know, like a gothy teenager. Like, oh wow, if I looked the coolest, I would look like this. You know. Yeah. So Anime Otaku figured out while we were playing that this is like an inner demons kind of deal. Yeah, that is that is exactly what it is. Yeah, so BDK, you're right. I do have bots that are spamming the chat. I should kill some of these things. How do I do that? I've forgotten. Block. Oh, actually, I should report. VMert. Spam. There we go. Blocked for spam. I think it's a bot. And no, I'm not going to provide more detail. People who are watching this later on YouTube are like, this is a gigantic waste of our time. Okay, so you know what? I'm going to wrap up the video. You can subscribe if you like. If you want to see more of this scintillating Jeffrey tries to figure out Twitch's interface content. And yeah, or just watch other videos.